Hello, everybody, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, your executive producer here, and thanks for tuning in to watch or listen to whatever it is you're about to watch or listen to. In these trying times, we really do appreciate everyone that feels that we are worth their time, and we hope that we're able to give you something entertaining to while away the time as you spend it. We particularly want to thank those of you that feel like we're worth financially contributing to, particularly our $25 and up supporters on Patreon, who are Antitonic, Drevian Alexander, Cat Waterflame, Rowan Parker, and Samantha Bates. Yes, I read that off of a list. Thank you very much for supporting us. I know that in these uncertain times, finances are tough for everybody, so that you're willing to donate to us means a lot to all of us here, and we thank you. That being said, please sit back, relax, and enjoy. We're live.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Hunter the Vigil Terminus Tendency, and welcome to the first day of a new presidency.
Hurrah.
As that sound did not come over your mic, Jack.
Good.
There we go.
The most pathetic party favor in existence.
Look, I'm under no illusions as to the standard political efficacy of this Democratic Party that I happen to be throwing tonight.
Hey. Anyway, welcome back to Hunter the Vigil. I am William, and I am your storyteller for this World of Darkness campaign. And joining me today, we have, who the fuck would you have here? Craig. I'm try and do this order.
Hello. I am playing Paul Phillips, copies of the Scroll of the Aegis Kaidoru, and all around trustworthy fella.
That's a statement. And Holly.
Hi, I'm Holly. I'm playing Astrid Ashwin. She's Knights of St. Adrian. And yeah.
And Jack.
Hey everybody, I'm Jack. I'm playing Nikolai Dalka, member of the Ascending Ones, Southern Temple, and unlicensed physician who just got back from a party with a lot of drugs.
And John.
I'm John, and I'm playing Zero Albright, the Chiron Group Atlanta's Director of Operations, and the resident resting villain voice.
And Jeremy.
Hi, I am Jeremy. I am playing Nina Sky, a badass rock star union. I was going to say union person. Let's say that.
And joining us for the first time in this campaign, also Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara, and I'm playing Thomas Smith, Ashwood Abbey laborer, and the person with the sword.
So when last we left in the previous season, a number of important things have been discovered by this coterie of hunters. And
Coterie is the vampire word.
Cell.
Coterie is still a term.
Yeah,
but yes,
it's still a term.
This cell of hunters, including among other things, the existence of, similarly to the many organizations of the hunter world, a dark coven or dark council of numerous powerful examples of the world in the night that is working together behind the scenes to drive events. One member of this coven, supposedly, was killed in the form of General Titillo, or Colonel Titillo, the vampire leader of the Nazi regime acting within Atlanta. I was making a joke when I did that last season. I will never stop saying that.
That's okay. Just give us more Nazis to kill. It's fine. We know they're out there.
As they've been proven to be.
They don't even have to be monsters.
And among others, including the discovery and final death of the former incarnation of your Lucifuge, Drew, who has disappeared in the week since the last events of the last season. Leaving you a week later with your dangerous, young, and still human in a lot of ways, in very important ways, charge, one Colleen Rose, the magical conduit to some reality-bending machination known as the God Machine, who is now, with most of you, resting in the underground facility that used to be the laboratory of her father, Alexander Rose, as all of you are taking time to recover from the events of the previous week.
I buy the land that the laboratory entrance was on?
Yep, and that's why it's a new safe house.
Yeah. I feel like there's construction happening above it, and just to provide yet further cover for the entrance.
And we join the group of you as this will work. What vehicle does Nina drive, Jeremy?
Generally a motorcycle, but she also has a car, which is a hold on.
Holy shit,
Please
we've
hold.
got a World of Darkness character that doesn't only drive a motorcycle?
It's a Honda Civic.
So a Honda Civic pulls up to the construction site in front of the laboratory, and two individuals step out. One is Nina, who we can go ahead and give another description for because it's been a while since she's been present.
Yes. So Nina is she is sort of the best way that would be able to describe her is, well, previously she was short blonde anger and fuck you in about 5'2", but now she's short green haired anger and fuck you in 5'2". She is dressed fairly provocatively, as is typical. Today it would be a tank top that reads "Satan is my daddy," and ripped jeans, Doc Martens, leather jacket, the whole getup. Hair is probably about mid back length. I don't think she's openly carrying any weapons. Actually, that's not true. She's probably pulling a baseball bat out of the car.
The second person stepping out of the car carries a unique weapon of their own, as Thomas emerges as well. If you'd like to describe yourself.
What month is it? Just for my, what time of year is it?
We will say, because this is relevant, and I'm going to establish this, October.
Okay. So white, brown hair, kind of cut short. Handsome, but in that member of an ensemble cast of a war movie, so that you don't, if you see them all together, you can tell the difference, but individually you cannot tell them apart. Man, carrying a large sword on his back.
Important clarifier.
What?
Is he a member of the ensemble cast of the 18-year-old fresh recruits or the grizzled veterans?
Oh, definitely fresh recruits.
All right.
Yeah. He is in his, how old did I make this guy? He's in his young mid-20s. Young to mid-20s. Wearing a button-up shirt, buttoned up to the top button, and a sweater vest. It's cabled and kind of a taupe color.
As they're stepping out, Nina's like, "All right, so just remember these They're good people for the most part.
Okay.
I haven't met every single
Sure.
one of them. There's a couple I haven't. Well, no, there's one I haven't. But he's not a good guy, but he's fine.
Specifically, by the way, to give you an exact date, it is Halloween. It is October 31st.
Oh, okay. All right.
Nah, she's still dressed the same.
That explains where Nico's been. Okay, cool.
That changes one aspect of Zero's description when we get to it.
But yeah, just play it cool. You don't have to
Sure.
say anything. You don't have to give any information you don't want to.
Got it.
I might be retconning some information I established in season 1, but I don't give a fuck.
That's okay.
It's been over
This is
a
where we
year.
are now. Deal with it.
All right, let's go say hi to these motherfuckers.
All right.
I feel like it's it's office building that is being put up right now.
Yeah, and it's getting on in the evening, so the construction is wrapped up for the day, so there's nobody else around.
Yep.
And you walk your way through the construction site and find the hidden trap door that you had established where it was.
Yep.
And make your way down into the laboratory. The rest of you on the inside begin to hear footsteps heading down. It seems like 2 people incoming.
Are we expecting these 2 people?
You
Absolutely not. If you had any say.
then no. You
Great.
Nina sent 0 word ahead of time.
Astrid pulls out her axes.
Just before they come into voice view, she leans over and goes, by the way, don't worry about the torture shed. So, hey guys, what's up, bitches?
Hey, Nina!
There is a bow and arrow knocked and aimed.
Astrid is at the
Look, everybody, Nina's
with
here.
both axes.
You gonna fire that?
That depends.
Did you not tell them we were coming?
No.
No, I thought it'd be a surprise. Fine.
Do
It
I-
depends on what, because
Do I
your
recognize?
arm's gonna get tired at some point, and it's gonna shoot regardless. So
Oh, you don't have to worry about that. Do I recognize with the changes Nina has gone through? Do I recognize her from her dossier?
I mean,
Probably
she's
still
mostly the
yes.
Same, yeah.
Okay.
She's sort of a public figure anyway.
So-
Not necessarily your subculture.
So
Oh.
after a few seconds, relaxes the string and lowers the bow.
Nico just runs over to give Nina a hug because he hasn't seen
Yep.
her in a minute.
So
Oh.
let's go around the
Which
table.
party
And,
did you come from? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, let's go around the table and get some quick descriptions of everybody, starting with Nikolai Dalka.
Nico is 5'7", 5'8", a little on the shorter side, fairly wiry, shaggy black hair. Right now seems to be half out of some sort of Halloween costume that is probably very difficult to tell what he was actually dressed up as. And all grins at this point. But his bag is stashed over in a corner, and he's usually no more than 1 room away from that, per his general.
Are we talking a sparkly costume, colorful, all black, lots of makeup? I need more details.
Yes, all of the above.
Okay. Cool.
And then let's go ahead to Astrid.
Astrid, who is currently putting her axes away, is about 5'6", has long black hair, and she has tattoos. I'm trying to remember what all of them are. I know there's one on her arm. There's love and hate on her knuckles. I believe there's one on her neck, but I can't remember what that one is. I have them written down somewhere. And she currently has cat ears and a little painted on like cat nose and whiskers.
Nice.
Perfect.
And Zero.
Zero stands at about 6'2", wearing a perfectly tailored and fitted slim fit black suit with red accents on the collar and pockets, white shirt underneath. Exactly these glasses, these sort of completely black reflective sunglasses that you can't really see his eyes through, although with certain angles of light you can see slightly what looks like red eyes underneath it, though he always adjusts the glasses so they're invisible again. Currently holding a like sort of what looks like a professional either hunting or sporting grade compound bow that he has relaxed the string on and is preparing to fold it back up into its case. Perfectly kept black hair cut short in sort of almost a military-esque or like very like professional business sort of style. Black leather gloves on his hands. No obvious weapons other than the bow, and a tie that at the moment is a very festive Halloween tie.
Just pumpkins.
Yeah, it's like pumpkins and witches and ghosts.
That's the nice thing about a compound bow as well is even if you weren't a superhuman, once you've got the bow drawn back to its end point, it doesn't take a whole lot to hold that string there.
No, but it does get tiring eventually.
Eventually, yes.
Right. Yeah.
And
the longer you hold it, usually your aim suffers anyway. So.
Yep.
And then is Paul there, Craig?
Yes, yes, he would be. He's in the back of the room. I think as soon as there are sounds of approach, he's been in the process of working his way through the. Again, my apologies. It's been like a year and a half, but I feel like fairly extensive library that we found down here.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
that we had started cataloging. He is just working his way through shelf by shelf, and makes a point of closing the book, putting a bookmark in, putting it on top of his notepad, shuffling that over and putting a newspaper on top of it, and stands up. Paul is average height. He has hair-colored hair, a sort of mid-tone Caucasian skin. His left eye is a very neutral brown color. Really the only thing about him that is distinctive at all at the moment, because he's not wearing his contact, is that his right eye is a uniform, very obviously false uniform from lid to lid and side to side, sort of mother of pearl opalescent color. He is wearing brown loafers, khaki slacks, a blue and white checked shirt, and a navy blue blazer. And he stands up and looks to the door and says, Miss Skye, it's good to see you again. You'll have to forgive us. I would have rather thought that you'd find a weapon pointed at your face, sort of a common group greeting by this point.
Jeez, you guys sure are the life of the party, says an extra voice coming into the room as Colleen Rose, the relatively young, late teenage years, lithe woman with pink hair that has previously, it was very much like undercut on the side, very much that sort of punk rock aesthetic. It's grown out over the last week a bit, so it's a little bit more on the side. It's been growing out since you've met her, but it's finally at roughly that sort of, still a very punk aesthetic, but very much that sort of shoulder length now, with these piercing blue eyes, and very much still in that sort of faintly gothic, faintly punk, faintly industrial, and certain just sort of that mishmash of various aesthetics that she enjoys outfit. And she walks over and greets the group as well.
Do we know where she's been?
Right. Party. New guy. You're Rohypnol, MDMA, or PCP?
No thanks.
Wrong answer.
Okay.
Try again.
That's kind of. I thought it was maybe
Don't make him take anything if he doesn't want to.
Nico, don't push the drugs on the newbie yet. Let him get to know you first.
Paul walks over and holds a hand out.
Hey.
Ready? This is Thomas. Thomas, this is everybody.
Nice to meet everyone.
Good to meet you, Thomas. Paul Phillips. You'll have
Thomas
to pardon
Smith.
Nico. He approaches every problem with a mix of narcotics. Some of those problems, that's a perfect answer. Some others, well, how about some water? We can offer that.
Oh, okay.
Having put aside the bow, I will also walk over and extend a gloved hand towards Thomas.
Sure, yeah. Hello?
Zero, a pleasure.
That's the one I was telling you about. The exception.
Oh, okay.
Exception to what?
Person she hadn't met before.
Right.
Astrid will walk
Right,
over to
exactly.
Thomas. I'm Astrid. She will point to the sword. May I?
No, thanks. It's fine. Hi, nice to meet you.
She will not extend a hand, though.
When I shook,
Gil will extend hand, turn it into awkward wave, and then put hands in pockets.
when I shook Thomas's hand, I was going to try to judge grip strength by just sort of
Oh,
doing
okay.
the increased grip strength and seeing if it gets returned.
Sure, I'll do the same to you. I've
Give me
got
1 second.
tactician sense.
I believe
Let's
we are
use the
equally
thing.
strong, so we will get an equally strong grip. At
Yes,
some
you are
point.
both. You both are equal in strength, and that is not something I'm going to make you roll for.
Okay.
From Predator.
Which is to say, both of you are near peak of human physical ability in terms of strength.
I will point out that Paul did not do that.
Rather,
Can
rather
I
sturdy.
have well, this is a weird yeah, no, I'm not gonna do it. Never mind.
Oh,
yeah.
also, Zero looks like he's 21. Like,
Okay.
from judging by his features.
All right.
Nico comes back with a bottle of water. There's a stack of them off to one side on a counter. He takes
Okay.
like a minute and a half to go through and select a specific one.
Okay.
They look identical, but
got
based
it.
on
They
his
still have the
review,
safety seal on them.
yes, they all do.
Okay.
Right, and hands you that one. This one's clean.
Okay. Thanks.
Well
Uh-huh.
then, Nina, to what do we owe the honor of this visit?
So my understanding is things are progressing. Let's put it that way.
That is certainly one way
Fair to say?
to describe
Yeah.
it, yes.
So I talked to our mutual friend with the computers, and she said you guys might need a little help. I am little, I am help, I am here. Also, Thomas.
Hey.
Well then.
How do we know Thomas?
We don't, I do. Thomas is sort of new to the community.
We're friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was a royal we.
Yeah, we're friends. We've met. We've known each other for a short time. But he's new to the community. He's enthusiastic, and can definitely. I think we'll definitely have something to offer here.
I mean, he's got a sword. That's a good start.
Yep, and it's a hell of a sword.
Sword and a good grip.
Really?
Paul from over where he's putting a kettle on does that like Mass Effect.
Don't even.
head
Don't.
spin, like. Oh,
Like,
so
almost-
there's this-
Almost instinctively, you just hear Spanner.
Don't even.
Wait, what?
Well, can't I ask some
No.
questions? Surely, Thomas, a young lad like yourself, can always answer some questions. So, what's this about this sword then?
You don't have to answer a fucking thing, Thomas.
No, you definitely don't. Except cream and lemon with your tea.
Both.
Surely you're joking, Mr. Feynman.
He's
Sorry.
not joking, and don't call him Shirley.
Of course, coming right up.
Well, in that
Thanks.
case, shall we
I'll be
bring
well
the two?
hydrated.
Shall we bring the two of you up to speed?
That would be fucking amazing.
I will go.
Miss Guy, what would you like added in yours, by the way?
What do you have that has a proof number?
Alright,
Preferably 3 digits.
That's what I was expecting. Can mix you up a little bit of grog if you like.
Works for me.
Old fashioned, the seaman's friend.
I'll go.
No, not even going there. It's too goddamn easy.
Pauline laughs.
I will go over.
Thomas chuckles.
I will go over to where I have set up sort of like a small computer, like a small bank of computers that we've sort of like been using that I've been using to coordinate both with the Chiron group and with, I cannot think of her name, Kayla? Was it Kayla?
Kayla win.
Kayla, both with the Chiron group, Kayla, and other hunters in the area. And basically, like, you know, push a couple of things and then reach over and flip on a projector that sort of like begins projecting a PowerPoint presentation on the wall.
Ooh.
Oh,
PowerPoint.
please let this be like the Buffy episode of Hush.
I've never seen that episode, so I have no idea.
There is something wrong with you.
I've never watched any Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
There
You
is
don't have to
something-
see any Buffy to appreciate Hush.
Hush is amazing.
William, please provide the information that I provide them because I don't remember it.
So basic rundown is essentially what I gave you in the top. You have discovered, hunted down, and eliminated the Colonel Detio, who was running the Nazi vampire organization that had been operating in here, that had initially kidnapped Colleen and had been attempting to use her to seek out the artifact they had known as the Crimson Veil. The group of you later, having discovered this location, which is information that you know of, discovered both the Crimson Veil and the Fetters of Fenrir hidden in this location, which Colleen absorbed with her abilities to consume magical artifacts and take their essence into herself.
Whoa.
We've been working on not letting her touch any other magic items we want to keep.
You've learned that she does have an amount of control over it. She can choose not to.
That is said with a slight smile directed towards her.
She rolls her eyes. You go over the information of hunting down the man on fire, who was revealed to be the previous incarnation of your departed, not dead, but departed, like having left, Lucifuge, Drew, who, after being destroyed and having what was left of their essence scattered, Drew departed and took off.
And I will add the note that also brings to a close the principal reason for my own joining of the cell, though I do continue to stay on for additional combat support as well as resources and acquisitions.
And
Right.
the revelation of, by, I can't remember if it was by Vision or by the mage that you went to go meet in Helen, but one or the other. Or if it was by Alexander, I don't recall. But they also give the information of the Dark Council of various monster types working together to organize and run the world of darkness.
Which means that our next targets, our series of targets, are the creatures running the show, as it were, organizing all of the chaos that has been circling around Atlanta for the past little while.
Starting with the Knuckleavy.
Yes, that one in particular.
We rock on.
Has Kayla still been able to be tracking that via brownouts and whatnot? Because that was our previous.
Yes, the roving brownouts are still being tracked. The Knuckleavy, from what you understood, was perhaps not a member of the council itself, but a general to one of these members, and likely hunting it down and killing it would give you some manner of tracking down one of these council members.
And Drew's previous incarnation had dropped a seed of some sort in his remains.
Yes,
Did Drew take that with them when he left, or?
No, it was
Okay.
definitely not something that was supposed to be inherent to Drew's previous self. So Drew left it because it was a taint on
That
the previous
if
incarnation.
anyone asks, I will indicate that has been relocated to Chiron Laboratories. Because that
That's
was
not ominous.
No,
That
I
was
think
the-
that would be a
that was
would be
the
a- that
thing
would
we
have
were
been a
hunting
major-
for.
Yeah, and I think we would have put it here with the other magical items.
I was gonna say, yeah, because Nico had it, gave it to Drew. I don't know what Drew would have done with it
No.
before he left, but
That handing it over to Chiron would have been a hard no.
yeah,
I forgot.
From
I
Nico
forgot
as
how
well.
we acquired it. I don't remember who. I don't
yeah.
remember who had
No,
grabbed it.
Nico had picked it up without gloves because he's a dumbass sometimes. Out of the ashes, and then slipped it to Drew at the close of the last season. So depending.
So yeah,
I mean, if Drew had given it straight to Zero, then
yeah, so that would
Drew
that would
gave
have
it
been
straight to
that would
Zero.
have
But
been be up to William then where it ended up then.
I would say that in that particular instance, Drew having no particular fondness for the Chiron group, would have entrusted it to the group as a whole to keep safe within the laboratory.
There you go.
okay.
Then that's where it's at. Never mind.
We've got it under glass
Roll it
over
back.
there.
We have that statue that we can hide things in.
Yeah.
Yes, that can only be activated by your watch.
I mean, to be fair to Chiron, I think most of the group would have been equally like hell no if it'd been like to Aegis Kaiduru or anything.
I mean, yes, if it had been any other hunter group, the answer would have been universally no.
No.
But anyways,
Can I roll to see what I know about the Abbey?
Yeah, you can roll me for Ashwood Abbey. You can either roll me intelligence and occult or intelligence and streetwise.
same actually. If I
Same
have
answer.
anything.
The Ashwood Abbey can be approached from either occult or streetwise angles.
Honestly,
legit.
Any bonus from Aegis Conspiracy?
No.
Any bonus?
They're not really conspiracies that interact that much.
Any bonus from my status?
No, Chiron group similarly doesn't really interact with like on the same level as the Abbey.
2.
0 successes. 5, 7, 7, 7. Son of a bitch.
One success on a streetwise specific from Nico.
So Nico, with your streetwise, you know that the Ashwood Abbey are a bunch of fucking psychopaths, as far as you're aware. The sort of almost hedonistic butchers of monsters who live for the thrill of the hunt, and have been rumored to practice monstrous cannibalism for fun. You know,
Didn't we meet some people that
you
we
did. In fact, you
confirmed
met.
were eating monster parts?
That you suspected were eating monster parts, along with another member of a member of another conspiracy called the Faithful of Shulpe.
Yeah.
That was the guy eating the sausage, right? The Shulpe faithful.
Yes.
Faithful of Sharpay. Absolutely. I remember them.
You met a woman who had been a high-ranking member of the conspiracy in the area, and she did not put you off of any of those preconceptions that you have.
It's
and
impressive
then
how much of a stereotype you are.
And Paul, who I believe Craig can still hear us with his headphones because he just stepped away for a second, but probably had to handle animals. But for edification, I believe he can hear us. Nope, wasn't wearing his headphones. Never mind.
Doesn't help if he takes the headphones off.
Yep, welcome back. So for Paul with your occult, the Abbey, aside from that same knowledge, with your 2 successes, you also get the knowledge that the Abbey is also known to be the movers and shakers among the occult branches of the various hunter organizations. They're the people who throw the parties where everyone gets together, gets to know each other, and learns what's going on. Every time you need an organization that will gather and get an event going where the deep, dark movers of the Hunter Society need to be present, you can bet the most likely event will be run by Ashwood Abbey.
Okay. Good. Thank you.
Well, currently Kayla is set up in a state-of-the-art situation. I even made sure none of the computers were bugged when I bought them for her. Monitoring the brownouts and giving us information. Hopefully soon we'll have an idea of where to go to hunt down this knuckle of a.
Sweet.
But until then, solving problems around the city, and he sort of gestures down to the tie that he's wearing. Celebrating successes thus far.
Parties are always good.
Very nice.
So
You know, we
just
got to
kinda
see
wait.
Hamilton last week.
Cool.
That was pretty good.
It was very good.
Nice.
That was the end of the last season. Holy shit, you guys
Yes.
remember something I forgot.
Colleen literally yanked the tickets out of thin air. It was brilliant.
They're just kind of wait
So what you're saying
here.
is it's kind of a lull at the moment.
Well,
As you say that, because dramatic timing,
Right,
Yeah.
of course.
Yes.
the clock ticks over to midnight. And Paul, you notice something out of the corner of your eye.
All right.
which eye?
The
Only
important one. The important one.
Oh, okay. Uh-oh.
You're used to seeing very occasionally the specter of Alexander Rose kind of lingering, flitting back
Oh,
and forth.
do I see that
with
too?
Do you have the ability to see ghosts?
I do, with my optic
Yes.
thorn.
Yes, with your optic thorn. You do occasionally as well.
Yours always on.
Yeah, mine's always on.
I feel like we would have had a commiseration about how annoying that is.
I don't know. I don't know if anybody knows I've got the optic thorn yet. It hasn't been revealed. You have to. He's never taken his glasses off.
But yeah, both of you are somewhat familiar with the occasional appearance and activity of Alexander Rose as sort of this present ghost that occasionally goes through motions and seems to act and exist. But at the instant the clock strikes midnight, he almost seems to come to attention and focus and starts to move towards the group.
Actually, sorry, it's my plasmic call that lets me see ghosts, not my optic thorn. My optic thorn lets me see lucifuges and if Nikolai has imbibed any of his elixirs. And if Paul is using any of his items.
I mean, that's great and all. Are you telling us that there's a ghost walking our way?
Yes, actually. I'll just look up and go, Alexander.
Wait. Which one's that?
Yeah.
Oh, he's the dead one.
Okay.
And he's currently walking
Okay.
towards us.
You can
I
see
mean,
him.
There's another
Baseball.
Alexander
Yes.
that's undead, but you're talking about the dead one. I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah. There's the
We're talking about the dead non-corporeal one.
Talking
Sorry.
about my father, Colleen says.
as the
We're talking
bat
about Colleen's dad.
Sorry, Jeremy.
as the bat gets hefted up. Sorry, walking towards us. How?
How was he walking towards us, William?
With intent. Not
With-
necessarily violent intent, but
With
he has a goal.
With intent.
Has
Astrid
he-
looking at Nina. I don't think that's gonna help.
It doesn't hurt. You don't know. He might possess Zero, and then I have to beat Zero's head in.
I mean, I'll just shoot Zero then.
He can't
Can I
possess
still
me.
beat
I
his head
can,
in?
he can't possess me. I can punch ghosts.
Is this weapons time?
pouring the cups of tea in the background?
Yes.
At the risk of reminding everyone, he hasn't been half a bad roommate to date. I'm sure he's not getting up to anything. He's probably just about to open up with some portents or some sort of augury. Let's just lay back, pay attention, see what he has to say.
And if he
So
does try to
Thomas will-
possess someone, we'll kill him.
Thomas, I do apologise. I know this is quite a bit to get up to speed on. I'm not sure what Miss Sky may have let you know up to date, but this place is the locus for a
Haunted?
haunted in such a way. Not really sure if it's a spectre, some sort of lingering imprint, but there was a magus of some sort named Alexander. Who
I've seen the Ghost Hunter shows.
Right. Okay. So this is nothing like that. but
you hear from Colleen as the runes on her left arm begin to glow and light up and activate the magic lines that had been dormant for a while since she hadn't been using any of the energy begin to pulse and light up all the way up to her shoulder.
Elaine, sweetie.
Sorry, it just surprised me. And a moment later, the spectral blue visage of Alexander Rose begins to coalesce into the room.
Whoa!
Oh, now you all can see him. Okay, good.
As he sort of takes a moment upon manifestation and looks down with sort of the kindly gaze of a father who knows that he can't be with his child right now, but wishes he could, at Colleen, and then looks across to the rest of the group as a whole. It looks like it's time for my final warning, he says to the group as a whole.
So he's been giving warnings.
Yes.
Mhm.
Is
It
that
was-
part of the explanation that I missed?
It was in the slideshow. Weren't you paying attention?
Would have known all this if you had stayed with us.
Oh, we're not getting into that yet, are we?
There were a lot of slides.
no, I don't think we need to revisit any of that.
The sands of the
It's-
hourglass are starting to
I
run.
was waiting for us.
You've
Pardon us,
reached
Alexander, please continue.
You've reached the beginning of the end. Time is beginning to run out. My dear daughter, he says, looking down at Colleen, the powers that you have awoken will now build until their final crescendo. And it is up to you and your allies to see to it that they bring about not the end of the world, but its new beginning. You have consumed 2 of 7 artifacts that exist within the confines of this city. You've consumed the Fetters of Fenrir and the Crimson Veil. Your powers will continue to build until they become unstable. You have, if the counter wards that I have and the plans I had set in place are accurate, you have until your 18th birthday to locate the remainder of the 7 artifacts. The Iron Wreath, the Nail of Helena, Death's Hand Mirror, and the Lapis Philosophorum.
You say those again, please.
Paul is writing them down.
Sorry, I also only listed 4. There's one more.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say that was 4, and I got half those names.
I'm trying to put them in the party notes, and I missed all of them.
Got
Yeah.
one.
I'm letting
So-
y'all take notes.
It's
Thank
the
you.
the Iron Wreath,
Mhm.
the Nail of Helena, Death's Hand Mirror, the Lapis Philosophorum, and the Cup of Eternity.
Have I heard of any of these? Are these on the you just hit list or wish list rather?
I mean, these are ancient names. The Iron Wreath you've heard of because it's the thing that the changelings were looking for.
Right.
Yep.
These are all sort of mythological names as far as you would know that aren't necessarily linked to items that the Aegis is aware of, but might exist as far as they're concerned. The most obvious one as far as you're concerned being the Nail of Helena, which would be, at least according to Christian myth, the nail that Helena pierced Christ's body with.
Okay.
As I'm typing these into my laptop, I just sort of pause at the last one. Are we literally looking for the Holy Grail?
Not quite. At least. These artifacts have gone by many names and through many incarnations. This is one of their many names. The Cup of Eternity may have been known as the Holy Grail, though I know not.
If I may say, Alexander, this is good news. Always happy to have a treasure hunt, gather up some relics, keep them safekeeping.
And
This comes with an amount of danger as well.
Oh,
I mean, clearly.
Should you fail to gather these artifacts by my daughter's 18th birthday, and should she fail to be able to consume them by then, there is no telling.
Paul drops the teacup that he was in the middle of taking.
Yeah, did you miss the fact that that those were all going to go away, Paul?
For comedic effect, yes, he did.
Because I got some bad news for you.
If she should fail to consume them by her 18th birthday, there is no telling what the lack of control of her abilities would cause. The powers of these artifacts will be necessary to complete the circuit and allow her to use her powers in their climax as she wills, rather than as they would want chaotically to do.
How is Colleen looking? I think Paul is at least
Yeah,
casting an eye in her direction.
Absolutely.
Okay.
She is pale, kind of. There's a warring mix of emotions on her face of, I finally see my dad again after, only the very brief conversation and the couple of times he's manifested since. And he's telling me I've got a limited amount of time to do something probably very dangerous or the world ends. Thanks, Dad.
Oh, those are 4, really?
I'll move over, sort of not like just to be in her direction, and I think slide her one of the cups of tea.
And he continues, should you manage to gather all of these artifacts, what she does with that power is up to her. This is a power that could, and I make no hyperbole, remake the world as it is known. If you do not, however, it could unmake the world as it is known. On the eve of her birthday, the climax of this power will be unleashed. Whether she can control it is up to your actions.
And
sorry, technicality. So we have to have this on her birthday or the night before her birthday?
By.
Let's be safe and say the night before.
Did
I mean,
he
if we
say
want to be real safe, we could say 2 weeks ahead of time, but
That
sure.
would also be good.
or do we know?
What was the question, Paul?
Do we know when her birthday is?
I believe we do.
You have, so this thing that I said I might be retconning, you have not up until now. You've known that she, as far as you know, she is 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, Astrid was about to ask. She will turn to Colleen. When is your birthday?
She looks down at her watch now.
I'm sorry. What?
I just turned 17.
Okay. You please clarify that in the future.
She's been 16 as far as you've known her.
That would have been a very
but
shitty
information
warning.
can be wrong.
Yeah.
I just turned 18.
And
Boom. All right. So that was Hunter Season 2.
Alexander, you need to work on the timing of your warnings.
He looks over at you. I am dead.
That hasn't stopped you yet.
We
All
have
right.
1 year.
So we've got a bunch of things. We've got a year to track them all down. Let's shoot for 6 months.
Less if possible.
Also, happy birthday.
Yes.
We will have to attend to immediately, yes.
You should have said something. I mean, not perhaps there are grander things on the horizon, but I I feel all right. We did nail a party for you.
I will flick a credit card towards Nico.
Yoink.
It's
So,
limited.
anyway, back to focus. Focus on the important part right now.
Swipe,
So-
swipe, 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 swipe.
Is the
So-
ghost still there?
Yeah, at the moment.
Okay.
Alex, do you know where any of these things are per chance before we start going through all of our minds?
Yeah, is there like a map or?
I can't guide
I'm
you
gonna
to this.
steal the Declaration of Independence.
We're not going to steal the Declaration of Independence, Nico.
Nico, stop tasting your own
The
supply.
real one's not there anymore anyway.
I can't guide you to the specific locations of each of these items, but each of them is being sought by the creatures that
Of course they are.
engage this place.
I'm gonna go. I'm going to take a shot in the dark here. Are they probably going to have the most information about where they might be?
Likely. Each of them was, in their own way, seeking both Colleen as the stand-in for these artifacts
Right.
and the artifacts themselves within the city.
So we find the council members.
Pumped information.
We get the
kill them.
information. Well, we pump them with shotgun shells, but yes, that will get us the information.
And get the information, then we pump them with shotgun shells.
Depending on the person, like the changes here aren't so bad.
Little column A, little column B.
Like
I'm okay with that.
Thomas, how do you feel about hypothetically working together with some things that you're the most often either hunts, eats, or fucks?
Sorry, what?
this is remember we might be working with some of the monster things.
Oh, okay, yeah,
The
the ghost and
the iron
there's a
iron wreath.
vampire?
The iron wreath is sought by your changeling comrades.
Right. And they're pretty cool folks.
The thing that is hunting them, the member on this dark council, is an exile of the true Fae, the things that steal them.
So you're saying we've got to kill fucking Peter Pan. Okay, cool.
The exile prince,
You're saying we've got to kill Oberon. Also cool.
kind of. The nail of Helena is sought by the demons.
Typing in a note. Invest
inhabit
in
this
cold
place.
iron.
It's sought by the demons.
Yes.
Let's put that high on the list, shall we?
Holy water.
It was what, the nail?
Nail of Helena.
Mhm.
Death's Hand Mirror,
Sounds like a
Is-
vampire thing.
an item. Well, you have the Crimson Veil. That's the one the vampires were seeking.
They might seek more than one.
Death's Hand Mirror is an item that draws the undead, ghosts and zombies.
Okay.
You have to hunt down Baron Samdi.
Hey, Mr. Ghost. Who might we want to talk to about that?
I'm not a traditional ghost, but there are, as your companion made a joking remark, spirit speakers and sin eaters who may be able to properly guide you towards communication with ghosts.
And also teach you how to punch them.
The Lapis Philosophorum is an artifact sought by my own kind. The mages will seek it. The Philosopher's Stone is another name it would be known by.
Put down high risk next to that one.
I think we might be able to find some things that will help us in that regard. Back in the labyrinth.
And the Cup of Eternity is a
Yeah.
thing that would grant eternity and life to that which should not live.
Fountain of Youth type
Indeed.
of Florida
And so-
trip, anyone?
And so it is sought by that which should not be.
Some
The
sort of
knuckle of me.
abomination, something or other.
Indeed.
The knuckle of you.
The
No,
Knuckle
that's more of a.
the Knuckle of E is likely the general of your Archfey opponent.
So what's seeking this thing? What should not be, you said?
That which should not be.
So Florida man.
Oh, dear God, says Jeremy.
Can we roll?
Oh
anything-
no.
It's
Can we
just
roll anything to see if we know what that is?
Yeah, like
You can roll me a cult, yeah.
intelligence occult.
Yep.
Anything that the Aegis would help me out with?
Yes, actually, the Aegis would definitely help you with this.
Would my
Like,
Cool.
I'm gonna
Like,
roll
conspiracy
for
nuts.
it.
Jeremy, you know what
Chance die.
Prometheans are.
I was gonna say.
would the
Okay.
Chiron group help me with this?
to be fair, that's better than what I thought you might mean, because there are two types of abominations
Yep.
in the world of darkness. One of them is old world of darkness, but it's connected to the vampires and the werewolves of the systems that we use.
I mean, yes.
William.
What happens when you embrace a fucking werewolf?
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, that's still not good. Okay.
William, would the Chiron group give me any benefit to this?
Yes.
Those 5 dots. Two successes.
Alex.
So yeah,
Oh, go ahead.
with one success, Astrid, this strikes you as something relating to the Prometheans, which are considered to be abominations that shouldn't exist. With 2 successes, the rest of you all know that, and also that Prometheans are constructs, things that are cobbled together and animated by some unnatural force.
They're golems.
They're golem-esque. They shouldn't exist, and their mere presence makes things not right.
Sorry to be modern, real world mythological golems, not clay golems.
Yeah.
We're hunting Frankenstein.
Fantastic. So we're taking a stroll through the entire work of the old Hammerara films then.
Sounds like,
Sorry, someone had a
or
question.
the
for,
universal ones.
Someone had a question for Alex.
Alex, so we've got this exile prince guy hunting the first one. Do we have any specificity on who's hunting these other 4? Or just these general groups of folks could be any one of them?
I don't know the names of the rest of the council,
No,
unfortunately.
exile.
One name is better than none. We appreciate it.
The exiled prince is hunting the changelings, who are hunting the Iron Wreath.
The Iron Wreath is an artifact that, according to the changelings, would allow them to keep the Fae from chasing them.
Oh, I imagine a certain caliber of cold steel jammed into throats and other orifices will also work. Cold iron.
Do you know if all these items are located in Georgia?
They are within the city.
Okay.
I will.
Well, within the confines of the greater Atlanta area.
Right.
Okay. No,
I
that
will
gives
shoot
me an idea.
I will shoot an email off to our Oracle saying, "Hey, BT Dubs, got a laundry list."
Yeah.
So
And the greater Atlanta area and possibly its associated dimensions, I assume.
Definitely.
great.
Mhm. God, I hate reality trips.
Astrid gets on her
You only
laptop
hate
and
them when
starts.
you only hate them when they go wrong.
Astrid gets on her laptop and starts comprising like a map and typing out everything that they know.
Nina,
If you-
have you figured out a way to make them go right? Because I would be very interested. Very.
I'm sure that you would.
Anyway.
The two of you can
if you'd
experiment
like-
at a different time.
The last bit of information that I can give you is that you've been, from what I can read of your essence, to a location where you might meet one who knows more of the nail of Helena and what hunts it.
Wait.
You're
Essence?
the demon one.
Hmm.
Where
Is
was
that that witch lady up in?
Or the area that we exercised.
There's a She treats it as a nightclub now, from what I can read of you.
DJ Senti?
Okay.
Oh,
That would
Dope.
be the place. You're looking for the demoness Licentia.
That's a little on the nose.
Was that
Is that a name that the host goes by that I would be familiar with?
I mean, DJ Senti sounds kind of like Licentia.
It does, but I just want, I mean, okay.
Was this the same place that we were attacked by zombies?
That was the place
It
where
was.
you ran into a zombie. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that was back when Nina was still running around.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that was way back at the beginning.
Yep, that's one of my regular performance spots.
We should,
You do know that the person that you never actually met DJ Senti. You met Cynthia Lomax, who is the proprietor of the club.
Right.
If anyone has requests for particular articles of weaponry or other defensive items, I will be putting together a list of requests for our R&D department.
I've got your credit card. I'll be good, probably.
Again, that credit card is limited.
I put the sword away.
Paul,
Cool.
buddy.
Question: when the sword was out, was there
Yeah.
anything that Nico saw about it that piqued his interest or pinged any bells in his mind?
Can I describe the sword, or do you have
Absolutely.
a
Go
particular...
ahead. I might add some
Okay.
details to it, but you can go ahead and describe it.
Cool. Yeah. No, it's a Zweihander. Very large. Made out of like dark metal. He's holding it kind of lightly. It's got just like probably at this point like electrical tape wrapped around the hilt, basically. It from the until he takes it out of the sheath on his back, it doesn't look like a whole lot besides, oh, that's a large sword. But once it's out, it's very sharp. It definitely looks like it's been used. Like it's got that sort of sheen to it of polish. But beyond that, it's not like decorated at all or anything. It's just a large, very large sword.
Does it, William?
The one extra detail I will add is that there's a series of tracing in runes along the edge of the blade.
Yeah.
William, does it read as supernatural to me?
Yes.
But he puts that back. Cool. Okay. Treasure hunt.
And it's at this point that
Sorry, Jeremy's been trying to
Alexander-
say something too.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I have one more thing because you're almost. Alexander
Hey.
looks down at Colleen and just, I'm sorry, my dear, that I put you in this danger, and that this is likely the last time I'll have a coherent message for you. I will linger as best I can, but I don't know what more I'll be able to do. And he begins to disperse.
Sorry, I need to post a news thing right now, so my thing's gonna have to wait.
Okay. Sorry.
I mean, it sounds less like a treasure hunt and more like a progressive dinner party, but potato, I guess.
So, put in your requests now.
I like potatoes. Ooh, can I get a gun?
What caliber and what kind?
I don't. Or like a crossbow, just something. It's not that big of a
Nico
deal. It's-
holds his hands up and just starts going like this in front of.
Yes. He'll stop you about like a mid sort of rate.
That, or would you
Fine.
like something like this? I say as I once again pull out the compound bow.
No thanks. That's fine.
Someone with your strength of grip might find this particularly useful. Compound
they're
bows can
very
be
nice.
fired with your strength instead of dexterity.
Okay.
Still better for a firearm for.
I'm like, it's better for compound bow is better for me than a firearm because my dex is only 2.
Oh yeah. No, and that would be fine for me because I don't actually need to do Loading.
But you do need, however, a firearm for your initiative thing.
Oh yeah. No. No. A gun is fine.
Very well.
Thanks.
I'll put in a request for variety. I'm sure we could all use some additional arms.
Spice of life. Finger guns.
I send an email.
Also, 0 AP rounds, if or anything special that way, maybe.
Certainly. I put in an order for a variety pack from R&D. And I just give them a list of things I need to kill, basically.
Call R&D and ask for the bulk loot box package.
All right. As Colleen just kind of slowly sips the tea that she's been handed.
Paul is standing nearby and just kind of keeping an eye on her.
Astrid, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was actually planning to kind of try to get Astrid's attention anyway, and kind of like, maybe that's a good segue. Paul sort of is watching her and then looks over at Astrid and kind of like does a head bob, like, get over here.
Okay. Before she'll nod and then like hold up a hand and turn to Colleen. Would you like something a little stronger put in that?
Maybe. Yeah.
She'll just go over to like her bed where under it is just like a stash of alcohol, and just grab like a bottle of tequila and vodka and hand it to her. There you go.
She just kind
the
of
Mulcahy special.
And then
she just starts mixing it in. She just starts mixing it into the tea.
I will pass the cup to Nina as well, which is just strong black tea with honey, lime, and a lot of rum in it.
So, Paul, do you think that your organization might be able to supply us with additional assistance?
Paul, sort of keeping an eye on Colleen and just making sure she's not like slumping to the floor or anything, nods and then turns to Zara and says, "Right, yeah, just like we did with the vampires. If there's one group at a time we're going after, I should be able to get some bits and pieces that may be most useful. I've got some ideas in mind. If we're going after the nail first, I've got some things in mind that makes them more infernally inclined among those we might be encountering. Might give us a bit of an edge there. Problem is, it's going to take a trip to the labyrinth each time to swap them out. So if we know what we're up against, all's better."
Well, I've sent the information out to our digital angel, and hopefully we'll get some more pertinent hits as to what we could go after first.
Yeah, let me see. Paul pulls out his cell phone. What was the name of the local contact here? I apologize.
Oh crap! That's the name. Oh boy.
If you don't remember, that's fine. We can figure that out later.
I do not. There were so many names that I gave you in the first season.
Yeah, for sure. And I can go back through. I think I actually have them written down. I just don't have that notebook here.
Mm-hmm.
It's in a box that I have to dig out. Paul pulls out and sends a. I think there was a member of the temple that he had got. It was kind of getting along with at the labyrinth. Definitely not anybody in the sword, and I don't think it was another scroll member. But he will send a text to them that just says updates on local situation, and then need to arrange a meeting with the Cigaris, the local the local heads of the group.
You get an affirmative back.
Okay.
All right.
He slides it back away and just kind of nods at Zara.
Jeremy, you look like you're ready to do your thing.
No, my thing's been covered.
Okay. All right.
I apologize if I took your thing.
You did, but it's fine.
That was a genuine question Zero had, and you were busy
Yeah.
typing. So
I kept saying, Paul, buddy, and then, yeah. It's all good.
Craig, did Paul want to talk to Astrid?
No, it was just because he
Who's-
knows that Colleen and Astrid get along really well.
Okay.
He wanted to make sure that
Gotcha.
she was in on the situation.
oh,
Because he did want to send that text, but he really didn't want to leave Colleen alone. So
Mm-hmm.
Nina, do you have any particular requests for weaponry?
I mean, ammo, things that are lethal to hit them with. I'm not horribly particular. I'm good with whatever you can provide.
All
Really?
right. So, yeah.
Hopefully, it doesn't explode or while I'm holding it,
Oh no.
or turn me into a monster, Chiron boy.
Please. We're not Task Force Valkyrie.
I'm just saying.
That was literally the joke I was about to make.
Our utilities work properly.
I'm not saying it wouldn't be I wasn't saying it would be unintentional on your part.
No. Any thaumatechnological surgery you might wish to undergo would have to be thoroughly vetted, and it would take far too much time.
Also, it would require consent, right?
Of course.
Good to know.
The last people who performed non-consensual operations on individuals in the Atlanta area were thoroughly disposed of.
I'm aware. I'm just saying there is precedent.
Not under me.
You're cool. So what's next then?
Well, intel gathering. We have a nightclub, apparently, that we can go investigate for information on demons. We've got Kyrie searching around the city for information on our targets, as well as the Knucklevies still.
I think you just merged Kayla and
Sorry.
Verity One, which is her actual.
I was gonna say,
Kayla. We've got Kayla searching around the city for information on these items of interest, as well as the location of the Knucklevi.
well, that's going on. How about we go talk to our sparkly friends?
Which ones?
Sorry, yeah, that doesn't narrow it down.
No.
The changelings.
I was gonna say with
Winter
the vampires.
Frost or something.
Who has their number?
Flip.
Oh, that's right. You do too. You're
Yes.
Before we do that, though, this cell has just had 2-ish new members. I need to do intake.
Nina's not a new member.
Old new. I
She's-
get it.
Oh, old new to
Rejoin.
me.
Also,
Yeah.
we have a
Yes.
birthday celebration.
Well, not new to you, just new to you in this group.
New to me in an operative
Yes,
standpoint.
absolutely. Legit.
Cool. If you guys would step into my office.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you're
what-
gonna have to explain this to Thomas, Nico.
Thomas, have you ever been to a doctor before in your life?
Yes.
That's
yes.
a
Okay.
Worrying
You know how they
pause.
make you fill out paperwork at the beginning?
Uh-huh.
I need
oh.
paperwork.
Okay. Okay. All right.
How long
Sure.
was that pause? Has Thomas been to a doctor? Can I make it?
You want to make a roll?
Yeah. That's the kind of thing Paul would pay attention to.
Sure.
Zero's just assuming that Thomas just lied.
What is the roll to lie? It's
Manipulation subterfuge.
cool.
I don't know what it
Nina's
is.
not questioning it because Thomas's medical history is between him and his doctor.
You have to have a doctor
It's
for you to
about to
have a
be
medical
Nico, so I'm
history.
assuming that it will be disclosed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shit. Am I Thomas's official PCP now?
Not yet. I haven't signed any paperwork. Is
Right.
would downplay apply to this?
Yeah, I'll
I'm
say
a normal
downplay
person.
applies.
Okay.
You may not be Thomas's PCP, but you can definitely get Thomas some PCP.
Oh, well, yeah, I can definitely do that.
Let's not do that.
Really, you're the primary care physician for most of the group.
Oh,
this
look at
point.
those ones.
And what do I roll to pick up on it?
Wits and empathy.
There you go.
Two.
Yeah,
And
he's
for
lying.
me as well.
Yeah.
Fantastic. This will be interesting.
But I'll go along. Yeah.
So,
Walk over and just hand over like a pre-filled out medical questionnaire evaluation.
Nico will take that from Nina, kind of glance over it, throw it in the trash. All right. Flips over a notepad. I know all that shit.
You know, you didn't look at it long enough to see what was on it.
I'm going to ask you the actual important questions.
You didn't look on the back. Fine.
Are we actually going to an office, or is this
You are
like
going
a
over to the
closet?
kitchen counter.
Yeah.
Okay. Which is how far away from everyone else, and is there a door in between?
There is not, and
Okay.
15 feet probably would be
Cool.
my guess.
All right.
Correct me if I'm wrong, William.
Not
That's not
everybody's
accurate.
listening.
Please come to a second location with this stranger who just offered you drugs.
Yeah.
All right. And drugs and that sort of thing are the headline items for the first battery of questions. Do you have any allergies? Is there anything that you're taking regularly? Is there anything you would like to be taking regularly? You know, that kind of thing.
Nope.
No allergies. Yes, everything. Already got it covered.
Right. And then
But if I need more, I'll let you know.
okay, right.
Actually, you probably are specifically my.
I was gonna say I'm probably already your go-to.
Like you
on this,
know that shit.
right? But he's trying to make Thomas feel included.
Okay,
so
that's
he's asking
fair.
you
That's
again
fair.
anyway.
That's fair.
And then just some basic medical stuff of what sort of major traumas in your past, both physical and mental, and
For
following
for
that up with, if we get in a fight, where are you likely to be? Front line, back line, that kind of thing.
For Thomas's sake, I would like this to be moved to a somewhat more private situation.
Okay. One at a time or both together?
However you're comfortable.
Looks at Thomas.
We can do it together. That's fine.
Okay.
That's yeah.
The second
All
floor
right.
is finished if you want to go upstairs.
Thanks, bud.
Cool.
Takes them upstairs to do that part of the interview.
Yep.
I would I'll go over to Nico before Nico is going upstairs. Nico, a moment before you go.
Yeah, they're fine. Uh-huh.
You know I trust your medical judgment, yes? And pats him on the shoulder.
I mean, that's one of my judgments you trust.
Of course. Just go easy on the boy. It looks like a lot of this might be new to him.
All right. Yeah, he'll be all right.
If you go
And
easy,
I would like
you
to
might
try
die.
to slip one of my coins into Nico's pocket.
Cool. I
Alright,
suppose
roll
I
me-
just roll straight wits and composure.
Wits and composure versus Paul's Dex and larceny.
Can I get a roll? I'll bite probably at a negative because I'm not right there. Because Paul is very specifically the person that he's trying to get Thomas away from for disclosing this stuff.
-2.
Okay.
Pickpocketing applies as a specialization.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And is that a +1 on a roll?
Yes, it's a +1.
Okay, and willpower is a +3 in this system or no?
Yep. Willpower is a +3 here.
I'd like to spend a willpower if I can. Is that okay?
William.
Sorry, what? Say again?
Is that
Is it
okay
okay if I
to
spend a
spend willpower?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm reading several things at once.
I don't think Nico's expecting this, so I'm damn. I'm not
Yeesh.
gonna spend willpower.
It's
So this is
That's beautiful.
hey, yep, I don't notice. I don't notice shit.
Hog stick. Ridiculous.
all right.
Yeah.
So yep.
We had a 6-to-1 rate.
Yep. So yep, Nico will go up and
Yep.
conduct an interview.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So brass tacks of if we get into a mixed up situation where we have to murder some shit. Nina, are you still more of a stand back and shoot things person?
Generally, I mean, I'll do whatever I need to do.
Okay.
Guns is definitely my preferred, but I can get up close if I need to.
Okay. All right.
Mi-
Thomas.
Thomas.
I assume I can make the general judgment based on the big fuck off sword that you tend to like to get in close.
Yep. Uh-huh.
All right. All right. But noted by the request for a gun, you are willing to hold back should need be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He's
Okay.
got a good head on his shoulders about that.
We can use more of that around here.
Yeah.
Thomas, what's the most fucked up in a fight you've gotten thus far?
I don't think I've really no.
Oh, honey.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So, no outstanding physical trauma in your medical history then?
Some things are fuzzy.
Okay.
Like anything. How long ago was it? A year? 2 years?
Yeah, about 2 years.
Anything older than 2 years ago is really vague.
Okay. So some memory loss.
Yes.
Have you had an MRI in that time?
No.
All right. Writes down a couple things on his pad. Do me a favor, lift up your shirt to just under the rib cage.
Sure. He'll do so.
Does Thomas have a belly button?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Right?
They are not a vat-grown clone.
Nina, any major medical trauma since
Not lately.
Okay.
Not lately.
right.
Nothing particularly new. A few fights. They've all turned out okay. I have been mostly a networking as of late.
Okay.
Keeping an eye out, doing coordination between the various groups. I'm kind of the number one union rep in the city now.
Oh, nice. Good looking out. Any notable mental stress, especially regarding this cell?
Yeah, psychopath pointed a gun at my face at one point.
You mentioned
I have some trust issues.
I presume said psychopath is no longer downstairs. At least.
I would not be in that room if said psychopath was downstairs, or rather, I wouldn't be in that room. I'm not shooting.
Right. Okay.
But no, outside of that, like, no, I'm fine with this group. Other than what I'm sure are caveats with particular individuals.
Yeah, no standard.
Okay.
They're all fine. It's just they're all their own people in extreme ways.
We all come from different backgrounds, Thomas, and sometimes that biases people towards a particular approach. And when someone else with an equally strong bias is involved in tactical decisions, that can a
Yeah.
little bit, if that makes sense.
They're all trustworthy to a point. Just a couple of them are connected to much hierarchical organizations, and there are loyalty things there. But it's all good overall.
All right, that's good. Thomas, do you have any? I mean, obviously, we've got some memory loss. Any other mental or psychological issues that you are aware of for yourself?
Nope. That's kind of it.
Okay, mostly just that. All right. Hypothetical question for you then, Thomas. Just
Yep.
answer with just first thing that comes to your mind. You're walking down a dark alley, southwestern Atlanta specifically. Individual who has definitely seen the rough side of life lurches out at you and asks you for some vital fluids in a verbally but not yet physically aggressive manner. What's your gut reaction?
What vital fluids?
That is the phrasing, yes.
Yep. What
I
vital
can-
fluids?
Okay.
That's my
All right.
reaction.
That's all right. Dialogue. All right. Okay.
Uh-huh. I think I was brainwashed. That's what they told me anyway.
Who's they?
Well, they was Ashwood Abbey.
Yeah.
Okay. Did they give you any details as far as what they believed the evidence for that diagnosis was?
Something. It was gone before they got there, and then I didn't. Well, I killed something, and then got involved in all this, and yeah.
Okay. Happens to the best of us. You are facing off against a werewolf and 2 vampires.
Okay.
In an open parking lot. One street light within 100 yards of anywhere. What's your gut reaction on that one?
He closes his eyes and thinks for a minute. Go for the werewolf.
All right.
Was that the right answer? Because I'm not great.
That's more of an evaluatory. There's not necessarily a right
It's
or
one
a
of the-
wrong
yeah.
answer. Right.
Okay.
It's I mean, because let's be honest, any one of us in that situation is royally fucked anyway. So
Yep.
And
If you want to actually in that moment, Mara, as Thomas is thinking about it, with your tactician sense, you can roll me an intelligence, and let me.
Well, tactician sense is the role is wits and composure.
Yeah, but this is just
Okay.
Use your intelligence and composure this time because you're
Okay.
thinking about it.
That's not as good, but makes sense. Okay. Intelligence and composure. Yeah, no.
Fair enough.
Do you want a DNR or a no?
What's
Do not
Department of Natural
resuscitate.
Resource? Oh, okay. Resuscitate as like a vampire, because apparently you've worked with them.
No,
more
no.
of just kind of more of a standard medical. If you are so badly fucked up to X point, at that point, just let me die, kind of thing.
That seems very dark.
And Nico leans forward and puts a hand on Thomas's shoulder. I'm very sorry, but this is the life.
Hunter life ain't easy, sweetie.
Yep. Use your best judgment.
No, that is not. There are some wrong answers. That is the wrong answer.
That is,
Okay.
I'm gonna
That's
go
the
with
wrong-
Nina on that one, and she's not
Okay.
even
You don't have
medical
good judgment.
trained.
Okay.
What? It's not that. It's just there are certain decisions that people need to make for themselves. And there are certain decisions where not making the decision isn't really an option.
I like to stay alive.
Okay.
I would say
He's starting to look very concerned about all of this.
for my part, resuscitate if possible, with the exception of use by certain groups that we are associated with.
Oh yeah, no. Nobody under my. I only accept state recognized organ donor cards.
Fair.
Hey,
To be fair,
off,
the
Chiron
Chiron group is state recognized.
we are.
That's a front,
But yeah.
but still.
Also, we
Listen.
don't take human organs.
Thomas, yes, but that the Kara group is specifically why Nina said that was the wrong answer, because it was use your best judgment, and I see Zero like, my best judgment is you get a vampire.
Oh, she was specifically referring to Nico, but
No.
yeah.
Right. Mhm.
You get a regeneration nodule. It might kill you, but it might
Nope.
save you.
Listen, I can tell you this, Thomas. The majority of the people that I know who are in the life has stayed alive. And the reason I can say that, it's not that the majority of people in the life survive. It's that I only take the time to get to know the ones who are likely to stay alive. You're in that group.
Oh, downstairs. You want to see a magic
And
trick?
my job specifically in this cell is to keep you that way. So
And he's
if
good
you
at his
have-
job.
Cool.
Thank you. So if you have any questions, any concerns of that nature, feel free to come to me. If you've got
Is the water bottle drugged?
not the one I gave you, some of the other ones are.
The Fang
If you
Dagger
have-
disappeared with the Catholics, didn't it?
Yeah.
The what?
The Fang Dagger disappeared with the Catholics, I think.
Yep.
It had been promised to
Promised
Paul,
something to them.
so I don't know if it maybe got mailed back to him, but yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure
Sorry,
it got
apparently my
carried back.
phone just hijacked my headphones. Carry on with other stuff while I get my audio fixed.
Hey.
Well, speaking of, while that's happening, I was gonna say Nina. No. Astrid. Your phone gets a text.
Okay.
It's from your brother. It's from
Okay.
Archer.
What does it
says-
say?
Meet up on the usual rooftop? Question mark.
What time is it? It's like midnight.
It's midnight.
She'll text back. I'll be there in a minute.
Affirmative.
She's gonna go to find Paul.
Paul is Okay, we'll have to retroactively determine how long into the medical interview this happened.
About now-ish.
Okay, Paul. So Paul is in I guess like a back room. He's got a recliner in there, and he is lying back with the lights off with earphones in his ears. They are not playing anything, but they are in there, so it looks like he's lying back listening to music or an audiobook or something.
And he has a coin pressed to his eye.
But it is dark, and if he hears anybody coming to the door, he will take that off.
Astrid will walk in.
Paul sits up, takes the earphones out, and looks up. How's
Does she
doing
see the
today?
coin?
Probably not, considering his reflexes
Okay.
and just his skill as a
Gotcha.
sleight of hand person. But
I'm sorry, what were you saying, Craig?
How's she doing out there?
She's all right. I need to go somewhere. Can you keep an eye on her?
Of course, absolutely. Yeah, and he stands up, takes the earphones out, tucks them into his pocket, and says, "Yeah, of course. Everything all right?"
Oh, they left me
Yeah.
alone with Colleen.
Yeah, there's just something I need to do.
Yeah, of course, of course. If it's something for which you need backup, you just gotta ask, right?
I've already got it, but thank you.
Good, good. Right. Well, you be careful, and will we see you later tonight or check in tomorrow?
Not sure.
Good.
I'll
All right.
definitely check in tomorrow. I don't know if you'll see me later tonight.
Sounds good. Well, you look after yourself out there. Hopefully, we've bought ourselves a little bit of space, but still a madhouse.
Thank you.
He'll smile and follow her out and sort of sit down next to Colleen.
And Astrid will get on her motorcycle and head off.
Colleen's not there anymore. I'm kidding.
Step 1 of our new mission: find and murder Zero.
Good luck.
no. So you head out. Jack, is your audio fixed?
Yep.
You may continue.
Okay. I'm trying to remember where I left off. Does anybody remember?
We're talking about we had just gotten into or finished with
DNR.
Nina saying that most of the people are alive because
Mhm.
she gets to know,
Yep.
etc. It was
Mhm.
about the DNR.
Right.
Yep.
But yes, so if you have any questions or concerns or anything, feel free to talk to me. If you need any money, you talk to Zero. If you need help murdering things very, very hard, you talk to Astrid.
Yep.
And if you need anything stolen, you talk to Spanner. Paul.
And not trusted.
Okay.
Paul's a little sketchy,
Yeah, I'm joking mostly.
but yeah, but I don't know.
It's fine. He's cool. It's just
He's cool. He's just he tends to play dodgy very well, which
Almost
in certain
like-
situations is exceptionally helpful.
yes, he plays dodgy almost as if it's natural for him.
But yeah, do you have any questions to start with?
Are you the one with the torture suite?
No, that's Astrid.
Okay.
She's got a shed. I've never seen it. I don't think. Well, maybe.
Like I said, it's torture shed.
Right. It's a torture shed. It's
Okay.
if
Okay.
if we have to do any interrogation of people that we don't care about, ethics violations or human rights, Astrid has a spot for that.
Okay.
I will
Okay.
typically be objecting in most situations,
Most situations.
but overridden.
There are a few situations where I won't be objecting as strenuously, but largely yes. I think our general go-to situation is obviously we try not to kill people of the Homo sapiens proper variety.
You do.
Try not to.
You try not to.
Monsters we take on a case-by-case basis.
Yep.
There are some that we have a more or less working relationship with. In that sort of vaguely standoffish, if you go crazy, we'll try and hunt you down. Yes, we know, kind of way. I'm trying to think if there's anything else vital that you should be apprised of before we hook your train to our locomotive here. I think that about covers it for us. Oh, don't tell anybody about the sanctum here.
Yep.
It's on a strictly need to know basis, and you are
Yeah.
one of the 6 people on the planet that needs to know.
Yep.
Yep.
7.
Cool.
1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 7. Yes.
Yeah.
1, 2,
So that
3, 4,
that
5,
that
7.
includes Abby people. Although
Mhm.
that's not quite as much. Anyway,
Right. Oh, and
I don't tell the union.
as you probably picked up from the ghost briefing, protect Colleen above all else.
above all priorities.
Yes.
Every single one.
Okay.
She's teenage magic Jesus girl.
Teenage magic Jesus girl.
Teenage
that
magic
could be a TV
Jesus
show.
girl.
If we can't get all of, I mean, we're gonna.
Then we lose.
If we can't get all of those, it will be very interesting to see if the world ends in a or a.
Or melting. Like I'm voting. My prediction is melting.
Your money's on melting.
Yeah.
We should start a pool on this, honestly.
No, because let's be honest. There's going to be some people who's like, I think it's this, and I want to get that money, so I'm going to make sure that it does. There will be some.
You won't be there to collect.
I was gonna say it's kind of one of
think
those
that will matter.
Yeah.
There will be
there
I
are
was
a couple.
right of it all.
I was gonna say there will be a couple of us who would be happy to see the world burn if it meant they were able to
Say they were right.
arguably say I was right and you were wrong, and
Yep.
here's the empirical proof. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
I know some people
Can't
like
say
that.
that when you don't exist.
You can if you say it while you're melting or burning or just before you explode
I was right.
or fly off into the void.
Gravity just becomes a repulsive force and everything flies away from itself.
But yeah, so
Wee.
let's see what anything else. I'm pretty much just I think that's pretty much everything.
Oh, and standard sexual harassment work policies apply.
Yes.
Take that very seriously.
Especially to the 17-year-old girl.
Yes.
Yes.
We've always been good about that.
Nina
And
was the one who
that's-
had the most trouble
and
about that, if I
that's-
recall.
No. She was always good about it. She would just say things to herself. Like out loud, but to herself.
It's like the line from Community. Colleen's pretty young. We try not to sexualize her.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, that's our spiel.
Cool. All right.
I'll follow up with you on the memory thing. We might have some options there if that's an issue. If it's something you'd rather just leave alone and push off into the corner and not poke at it too much, that's fine too.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm excited about this. Finding some very powerful things. attacking a bunch of very powerful people. Should
Yep.
be good. I can update my scrapbook. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, you
But
scrap
take
books.
take some time for yourself.
Thanks.
Oh, contact info. Contact. You have a phone?
Yes.
All right.
We'll
I
pull
can
out
send
a
your
phone.
shit.
Loop
Send your
loop
shit along.
Samus in on the group text. All right.
Cool.
Back to
cool.
everybody else.
Do Zara or Paul have anything they need to accomplish before we follow up with Astrid?
Paul, how did your calls go?
Waiting for a time to arrange a meeting. We can do it when we're finished with the night, but I don't want to head out just now.
Was it Brother Maxwell was your contact with the Aegis?
That sounds right.
It was either Brother
That
Maxwell or
sounds
Brother
like one of them-
Folgers, one of the two.
No, the
Twin.
brother Seamus was the
Yes.
Oh,
The twins.
the twins. Yeah.
Mhm.
that's right.
I don't recall. It wasn't there wasn't
Aggressively
there
Irish.
wasn't a there wasn't a brother title to the contact. It was just
Yeah,
a name.
I think it might have been Maxwell or something like that.
I mean, brother could be an honorific within the.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well then, I'm going to go ahead and head out for the evening. Please do not do anything creepy that will cause Nina to kill you before I return. I would hate to miss out.
Right. I think she's only held a gun to my head once, so that puts me ahead of the group in most regards.
None of you have ever held a gun to my
Current
head,
crew.
so it would be fun to see what would happen.
Right.
Might have to arrange it.
And you're worried about me being the creepy one.
I never say anything creepy as I turn and walk out. And I go get in my all electric supercar in the body of a rebuilt 1969 Shelby Mustang.
He's just all butterflies and sunshine, ain't he? Paul will turn and sit back down next to Colleen.
He just kind of looks up. Can you get a read on him? I never can. And I can read minds, kind of, if I try.
Honestly, I think he's pretty straightforward. He wants all the monster bits that we can find. He wants to jam as many of them into his body as much as possible. And he wants to promote his company ahead of all the others.
I
I'm
guess.
not saying it's a good thing, but I am saying it's straightforward.
I don't know. Maybe it's the glasses. They freak me out.
A little bit. Although I got to say, John, have we ever seen what's under the glasses?
Nope. None of you have
Yeah.
ever seen him take the glasses off.
Yeah, then I just want to make sure that Paul says. Although I got to say, I think I'd rather he wear them and see whatever he's got on underneath. And then he kind of smiles and he says, "Of course, I guess I'm not one to talk about creepy eyes, am I?"
I mean, at least yours is pretty to look at.
He smiles and looks at. How does she look like she's doing?
She's recovering. She's sort of had the weight of the world literally dumped on her shoulders, but she's taking what moments of solace she can.
We have, this is a weird question in a supernatural game. We have a Switch, right? I feel like at one point somebody ordered
Yeah.
a Switch.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, someone very specifically got a Nintendo Switch.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
So
I
Paul-
don't know if it's here at the
I feel
place
like
that
it
very clearly does
A
not
week
have-
has gone by and you've been using this place as a hideout. It's here.
Paul will put down his teacup and says, "So what do you think? Are you ready to turn in, or you want to kick my ass at Mario Kart again?"
Can we do Smash Brothers?
Oh God, do I have to be the little pink guy?
You don't have to.
You get to.
Paul says, "He's the only one that I can make do any of the super moves. I like when he turns into a little brick." All right, yeah.
I mean, there's all this talk of world ending. I feel like Sephiroth at the moment.
Which he's a wolf one, right?
No, he's the.
This is before
the...
Sephiroth came out. What are you talking
You don't
about?
know what year it is.
I really want to know so I can make the appropriate pop culture references. This is important to me, William.
It's October, even if it was the current year. It still is too early for it.
October 2021.
Fair.
It's in the future.
Ah.
The future.
The not so distant future.
That's problematic for my entire
2021.
concept.
Well, no, you just make classic rock references rather than current rock references.
Yeah, that's not how that works.
No. ignoring time improprieties because
it's an alternate universe.
It's an
Some
alternate
things
universe.
shift slightly.
Events are slightly out of place. Make whatever references you want. They're current. Anyway.
What if I make two references that are very clearly decades apart?
Then fuck you for specifically trying to break the system.
Anyway. You go play some Smash Brothers.
Oh, it's like, you know that the
What's
old
popping,
meme, like
fellow children?
my dad tries to name all the characters in Smash Brothers. That's basically Paul playing Smash Brothers.
Actually, I do know what
Those
year it is.
videos.
I do know what year it is because it was relevant to my character when I was creating him.
I don't recall, but
Don't forget though, this is Colleen. Even if it's like 2018, if Colleen
It's
says
2018.
Sephiroth is in Smash Brothers, he probably is.
Yeah, that's also fair. It's 2019.
So, but yes, adjusting for whatever causal rifts the alternate reality creates.
Oh god, Zara's as old as I am.
But he looks like he's 21.
Me too?
Don't look a day over 25, Craig.
Anyway, we join Astrid as you arrive on a rooftop. Your brother Archer is already there with stacks of papers and potential leads strewn about.
She's got her laptop with her. She's been keeping everything in there.
I still got 0 leads, he says as you approach.
I don't have any either. It just doesn't make any sense.
I mean, he wouldn't just leave.
But he vanished without a trace.
I mean, I can't think of anywhere he would go. The only thing I can think of is that he was taken. And what can do that, I'm kind of concerned.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is, do we want to try to go back to the last place we saw him?
An underground sewer with dead werewolves?
Yeah. It's the only thing I have to go on, but
I mean, we can take a look.
yeah.
Probably want to set it up for tomorrow night, though, considering it's already midnight. Past midnight. Sun will be coming up in a few hours.
All right. Oh, and some stuff happened tonight.
Oh boy. What's new in your world-ending life?
It's funny you say that. So the ghost of Colleen's father popped up
Okay.
and said that we have to find 5, what were they called?
5 relics.
5 relics before Colleen's 18th birthday, or the world will end. And she must absorb them.
Shit. Okay.
We have a year because today's her 17th birthday.
Fuck. And do you know the winning lottery numbers by chance?
Yes, but that's a separate matter.
No.
Well,
I have a
guess
guy
it
in the
isn't
lobby
everything
for-
happening today.
By any chance, have you ever heard or know the location of the Iron Wreath, the Nail of Helena, Death's Hand Mirror, the Lapis, was it
Philosophorum.
Thank you, Philosophorum, or the Cup of Eternity?
You just said a lot of proper nouns that I don't know a damn thing
I
about.
was
Except, I mean, I
just
know the
wondering.
nail of Helena. It's one of the nails that pierced Christ's body, but like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one we do have a lead on. Apparently the demons want it.
that seems
And
complicated.
yeah, and it's probably at that nightclub, DJ Senti. We are looking for the demoness La Sintra.
As a contact or a target?
Was it
Contact.
contact target or was it unclear?
Undecided at this time.
Okay. That's unclear as of right now.
Break out the crosses and holy water.
I know how Nina feels about it, but yeah, we didn't discuss.
That's a hell of a thing. All right.
Yeah.
Pun.
Each of these are wanted by a different group, obviously.
We already got the Crimson Veil and the Fetters of Fenrir.
Yeah. The Iron Wreath is wanted by the Changelings. I just mentioned the Nail. Death's Hand Mirror is the Ghosts and Zombies. The Lapis, I'll get this word at some point.
The Philosopher's Stone.
Thank you. Philosopher's Stone is wanted by the mages, and the Cup of Eternity is wanted by that what should not be, or the Prometheans.
I don't know what that last one is at all. I'm sorry.
For whatever it's worth for Astrid, Zero did say after that. Zero did say, "Oh, good, we're hunting Frankenstein."
Yeah.
Apparently, I guess think Frankenstein.
The monster or the man?
Guessing the monster.
Okay.
Really,
I mean,
really, both should not.
it was
be.
basically the man who said, "Oh, good, we're hunting Frankenstein." So,
If they say Frankenstein, it's the monster because the man is Dr. Frankenstein. Thank you very much.
It's pronounced Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
I am holding back my rant about that so hard right now.
About young Frankenstein or about the Doctor versus the. You're
Yeah.
okay.
But yeah, so that's what's happening with me. Anything new with you?
You know, when you're a undead thing, new things don't happen that much, as it turns out, until they do, and then it's usually bad.
They've been sleeping in your closet for the
Gotcha.
past week.
Is he still sleeping in her closet?
I mean, you had offered him your room as a place to stay, so
Well, she has another room. It's a 2-bedroom townhouse, so she may have also just offered him that.
he just prefers places where it's easier to get extra layers of making sure the sun isn't coming in. So closets, extra security inside a bedroom.
Yeah, I mean, she does have a large closet.
So
All right. So all of this is about to go down. I don't know how much time I'm gonna have coming up to search for Jonas. But I don't want to just give up on this.
I'll take a look in the sewers tomorrow night.
If I'm not doing anything, I'll come with you, okay?
All right.
I really don't want you going alone.
I'll bring my Alexander with me. I'm sure he'd be willing to take a look with me.
Okay. Like I said, if I'm not doing anything, I will definitely come with you.
All right.
Should probably go back and get some rest. Who knows what tomorrow will bring.
Well, the sun for one, and I don't want to be here for that.
Come on. Let's get you home.
All right.
She will
I mean, the other new thing is I'm very, very slowly getting access to my tattoos again.
That's weird. Good, but
I mean,
shouldn't be happening.
I'm technically a soulless monster.
I
And these are
mean,
the powers of heaven that we're being gifted, you know.
you're not a monster.
I mean, I was first able to try and pull on them again when you got hurt in that fight with the colonel. So,
Yeah.
and since then, I've slowly been getting some of the feel back.
I mean, you
I can
haven't.
put an extra couple of rounds in a magazine now.
You might be a vampire, but you haven't technically done anything evil.
Mhm.
I mean, not to my knowledge.
It's hard to resist the orders of the person who raised you, and Alexander killed him, but
So, have you killed anyone?
definitely,
Like anyone innocent?
probably
Okay.
not because I wanted to, but
Mhm. How often?
it's kind of blurry.
Like you lose control?
I don't have control when my sire orders me to do something.
Wait, but you said he's dead?
Yes, he is now.
Then how can he order you to do something?
He can't anymore, but I've been a vampire for a bit.
So is this still happening?
No, but
Okay. Okay.
it
I
has
thought you meant-
happened.
Okay. Sorry. I thought you meant. Okay. Just making sure you're not gonna lose control and, murder me.
No, that's part of what Alexander is teaching us is not being the beast.
Good. I'm glad that you found him. He seems to be helping you a lot.
He's doing a lot of help since he came down from whatever fucking city he came from. It changes every time I ask him.
I mean, he seems old. He's probably been a lot of places.
Probably.
I've been everywhere, I tell you, I've been everywhere.
I don't remember if it was Chicago or New York or whatever other fucking city he lists. As I look Jack dead in the eyes.
Seattle.
Seattle, thank you.
I love how you can never remember.
I could have told you that.
I can't remember a goddamn city any of our World of Darkness games end up in. How many times have I said the wrong city for Changeling?
You insist that it's in Massachusetts. It's not in Massachusetts. That's where you run mage games. I like Boston for mage games.
I mean, fair.
That's the city. Yeah, I keep saying Boston instead of Baltimore. Yeah.
Fair,
Yep.
but
Chicago.
to be fair, Chicago is almost sort of the default vampire setting.
Yeah.
So it's
Mhm.
an understandable.
Yep.
Seattle.
Look, I was trying to redeem the Pacific Northwest for a place to set vampire stories.
It needs redeeming.
I mean,
I'm not a Twilight fan, I will admit.
Okay.
I hate sparkly vampires.
I mean,
I love sparkly vampires.
who doesn't?
You get to roast marshmallows over them.
Asher puts down his new glitter eyeliner. Oh,
Dude, Robert Pattinson hates sparkly vampires.
From what I understand, most people involved with those movies hate sparkly vampires.
Seriously, if you ever get the chance, and I realize what I'm about to say, but let me finish
Watch it with the commentary on.
Watch Twilight with the commentary on, because Robert Pattinson's commentary track is amazing, and Catherine Hardwicke and Kristen Stewart trying to rein him in unsuccessfully is fucking fantastic.
I still need to watch the
Stay.
Mystery
Give
Science.
me a reason. There isn't one.
The Mystery Science, the Mystery Through Cave episode of what is it? The Brother of Bond, where it's like a wannabe James Bond movie starring Neil Connery.
Wow.
Dear God.
Yeah, starring Sean Connery's brother.
Anyway,
It's apparently amazingly bad.
so
I believe it.
So
you get him home.
yeah, Oscar will take him home.
So,
Down.
does anyone have anything they need to accomplish in the following day?
We
Does
come down
Astrid
into-
come?
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, does Astrid come back to the safe house that night or no?
No, she goes
Okay.
back to her place with her brother.
there would be a text from Paul in the morning just saying, everything go okay.
Yeah, she will respond to Paul and say, "Yeah, I'm alive. I'm at my place."
I mean,
And then a text.
before we get to the morning, can we finish off
Yeah,
the
go
night?
ahead. Go ahead.
Because people are coming. I'm assuming we come down at some point.
Yeah.
Everybody jet?
Very busy business, I think, to take care of. Astrid had something, and Zorro went out to get some sleep, curl up in his tube, whatever he does at the end of our day.
So we are
Please.
as focused as ever. I
Cryopod.
appreciate that.
It's still sort of downtime, but yeah,
We hadn't finished talking about what we were going to do.
it's very true. Everything go okay upstairs? Is all three of them are back down, or just Nina at this point?
Yeah, Thomas would have followed Nina down.
Yeah, all three of us.
I'm assuming.
Everything go all right?
Yep.
Good.
Nope, we had to kill Thomas and replace him with a clone.
He
Interesting.
took it very well.
He took it really, really well.
He was very
The
understanding.
clone took it even better, though.
I think this Thomas is better than the first Thomas.
Yeah.
Good to meet you again for the first time, then.
Likewise.
Seriously though, this is a lot of shite that you might not have had to deal with before. You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right then. Does Thomas seem okay?
The tea was very good. He is trying to.
Well, there's more. There's always more of that if you need. I think this thing is you can play with lots of friends if you all want to get in on it. He points sort of desperately to the screen where Kirby is being hurled off screen for the 15th time.
Oh, cool. Well, I really shouldn't. I have schoolwork to
Yes,
do.
cool.
But
Yep.
Oh,
Need a ride back?
you need to go.
yeah, might be a good
Okay.
idea.
Colleen, how's your sleep
Good though.
been?
I mean, it was good for the past week. I don't know how it's going to be tonight. Kind of afraid to go to sleep.
Okay. No, valid.
Oh,
You need anything, let me know.
talk a second.
Sure thing. Hey, Thomas, you want to take over for me? I'm the little pink guy.
Oh, sure. He'll sit down eagerly.
You push this button, and he turns into a rock.
I know that.
Oh, well, that's the only thing I know. And he gets up, and we'll come over to Nina and say, "It's good to see you again. You've been all
Yeah,
right.
legit. I need a smoke. Let's go outside.
You got it." And Nico is sort of sitting down with the other two.
No, he is not.
What is Nico doing?
He is walking to the kitchen real quick.
Okay. Paul will pause and then lean in towards Nina and say, your friend, he's all right, Pauline."
He's been with you guys for a while, and you're just now concerned.
No, not Nico. Thomas. I say he's pointing towards Thomas.
Oh yeah, no, he's good. He is. He's not what you would expect given the information you may have. I'll put it that way.
I hopefully you know me well enough at this point that I judge by personal character and not by conspiracy. So
come on, I would not leave everything aside, jokes and all of our interpersonal fun. The one thing that we actually agree on.
That's why I trust your judgment on this.
Yeah. All right. Come on.
All right. And I will follow her out.
Yep. Outside. Light up. So how have you been?
Well, almost got my face burned off.
Happens.
A lot more of the more martial side of field work than I like, but probably all right.
Okay.
Listen, was hoping I'd be on a flight back across the Atlantic by now, but you know how it is when home office has more work for you.
Right. Well, no, not really. I don't have the same. Remember, we're more of a community organization. We're not a hierarchy.
Fair.
So listen, I know we've had our period. We know we've had our periods of, let's just call it tension.
Sure, that's one way to summarize it.
And it is what it is. Got some. I have some issues with authority, with institutions of power, but you're a good dude. You, at the very least, have never unprovoked pointed a gun in my face, so you're up on one institution.
Right. That's absolutely true. Up on your own institution, as I seem to recall as well.
Yeah, but I wasn't really. Long story. Anyways, so besides, that's not my institution. That's me. That's the difference.
Institution unto yourself, man.
Yeah. I like that. Institution unto myself. Anyways, you're a good dude. And I trust having you at my back. I also know you have foibles, let's say. You like snooping.
I prefer information gathering, but I take your point.
I am currently declaring Thomas off limits for snooping.
You have to understand that this certainly has piqued my curiosity.
I do understand that. And I also understand that it's almost, I know that it's something that's really hard for you to resist. Thomas is somebody who's very much like me and very much like Colleen. And we didn't join into any organization. Not the same way as someone like Zero did. I don't know your backstory. We've never been really clear on that. I'm okay with that. I know a lot of pages seek it out before they are sought out by the things that go bump in the night. Colleen's situation is Colleen's situation. My concern is always, for this city, what is left of this city after crazy ass people like us rampage their way through it. And the people who are, and I'm not saying this in a way to insult the other people, but just as a distinction, the people who are normal people, like me, like Thomas, etc., who are just swept up in this whole thing and have decided that they can't step away. Thomas has things that he is not necessarily comfortable divulging. If he chooses to divulge them, that's great. That's entirely his choice. But I brought him in because I think he's valuable, but also because he trusts me. If you destroy that trust, I will destroy something of yours. And I'm not saying that as a threat. I'm saying that because I feel like that's the only thing that will potentially stop you from snooping. I don't want to do anything, but Thomas's well-being is that level of important to me.
He nods and takes a moment to look at me and says, "You're right. Someone comes in with an obviously magical sword. That's something I'd like to learn more about.
Mhm.
But we've got bigger, and by bigger, I mean Leviathan-sized fish to fry at this point. That's got to be the focal point.
Fair.
We're all working together. I have a feeling that I'm going to get a chance to see what the lad's sword can do in combat situations, whether we all like it or not. I'm not going to try to take it off him. I'm not going to grab it and turn it in to the nearest labyrinth. I think we've all been working together long enough to know that that's not the sort of thing that I'm trying to do. I had access to, after you temporarily left this, but I have access to 2 incredibly powerful artifacts. And instead of making copies and turning them into the labyrinth, we kept them somewhere where we could all keep an eye on them. And it ended up being gobbled up by Colleen. Oh, that's another thing. If you haven't talked to Thomas about it, make sure he knows that although she's been working on it, God bless her, sometimes she still accidentally absorbs items. So just
I will definitely let him know about that on the way home.
out of earshot of her. I know you know that, but God love her, she's had a rough day. So
And it's her birthday.
yeah.
Happy birthday! Here, eat a sword.
In light of people, I mean, I think you and I have got fairly set perceptions of one another. And like you said, while we may not look eye to eye on everything, I at least respect you and your ability to be professional and level-headed about most things.
Thank you. And
In the loop.
I mean what I say. I think you're a good guy, and I think that I wouldn't be bringing someone like him in here if I didn't. If I didn't think that. I needed to be really, really straight about that in advance.
Cool. I appreciate that. If it makes a difference in your thinking, I know the Aegis has got a reputation. I know a lot of those that run with the Aegis are zealots, all about returning us back to the majesty of our bloodlines, all the way back to Atlantis and whatnot. I'm not one of them.
I know.
See this thing? You got stuck in me bloody head after an art delivery went wrong. I can't get it out. He just figured that rather than pulling it out and having whatever sort of effect it might have, they figured they'd work with me and use me to pick up other bits and pieces that might prove useful. Turns out I'm pretty good at doing that sort of thing, so I've stuck with it. But I'm, in the eyes of the Aegis, although I'm useful in that regard, I'm a relic reclaimer and a relic all in one.
Yeah.
So I might know a little bit more than you think I do about being pushed into things without prior planning.
I mean, fair enough. Fair enough. And yeah, I know you're not your standard Aegis.
Thank God.
Like
for
I would have much bigger concerns if that were the case.
He smiles at that.
I wouldn't be bothering to give this warning if that were the case.
Just remember, you meet somebody from the scroll, like me. We're out here to find out how things work, find out all we can about things.
Mm-hmm.
You run into somebody from the sword, they're there to kill as many of
Right.
shapeshifters as they possibly fucking can.
Yeah, no, they're our version of a general strike. What, you think you're the only group that has factions?
No, of course not. Like I said, information gathering.
Yeah.
He grins wider and sticks out a hand and says, "It's good to have you back, man."
Good to have you back. And she does take it. All right, I gotta get a college kid home. I gotta get a college kid and his magic sword home. So,
you know, if you do know anything about the sword that you could share,
but we were doing so well. No, if there is anything that I am able to share, I will share with you at the point that it is that I can share it. Let's say that.
like I said, let's work on getting young Thomas to the point where he's of a mind to share of his own accord. And the best way to do that, take your point, not push too hard.
Yep.
Make sure he's here to do what he does, which I'm assuming is shove that sword into all the beasties.
He's still figuring that out. He'll get the hang of it. Anyway.
Does he eat them though? I mean, again, you're all about Ashwood Abbey.
He is not your typical Ashwood Abbey.
Okay, but you also hear that the non-typical Ashwood Abbey types also have more.
He's not. Okay, he doesn't go to the further extreme side, is what I'm saying.
Oh, that's
He's not your typical Ashwood Abbey. He's way worse.
He's
yeah,
way worse than
exactly.
that.
It's like non-typical ones. They're monster orgies.
He prefers the orgy and the eating at the same time, you see.
Like the Greeks of old. Right.
Society.
Right.
Seen that
Well,
movie?
What's that?
For Society, for those who have seen that movie.
Right.
If you haven't seen that movie, don't see that movie unless you're well aware of what you're about to get into.
Yeah, that's one that you go into eyes wide open.
Yeah, yeah. Because no matter what you hear about it, it will definitely be
It's way worse.
more than what you hear. But anyways, so yeah, head back inside. Hey, bud, you good to go?
Wait.
No, take your time. Take your time.
I will finish up this round, basically.
Game.
Amusingly enough, not having actually lit up a cigarette outside, and she walks in and then lights one up.
You finish up your game relatively quickly.
Yeah, and head out.
Since when did
Yeah,
you
ready to
give a
go.
Shit about smoking inside.
Thomas, lad, good to meet you.
Yeah.
Look forward to working
You
together. Nina,
too. He will.
Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
Nina says you're at uni. Is that right?
Yeah. Mhm.
College.
What are you studying?
Engineering.
Good for you. Always a found firm future in that. You get tired of chopping things up?
Sure.
Wait, are you at Tech?
Yeah.
Nikolai gets a text saying, let me know when a cake is ready."
Cool. You will be given the address of a Baskin Robbins.
That works.
Mara, I feel like I cut you off from something earlier.
Oh nope. Mm-mm. He would hold out his hand for a fist bump and or shake. He's not really sure. It's a little bit vague. He's just gonna go with whatever.
Paul would lean towards a handshake, but if it looks like a fist bump, he'll do a fist bump.
Fist bump. Cool. All right, ready to go.
Go.
It's a good party. See ya.
We'll save you some cake for next time. It's on its way.
Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, for the birthday. That.
Yep.
Good idea.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay.
So yeah, as we're heading, as I'm giving you right home,
I've taken the
I'll
sword
be like-
off. It's in my lap. Okay.
So just as a heads up,
Uh-huh.
you want to keep that sword away from Colleen. You keep the sword
Yeah,
away from
yeah, yeah.
everybody. I know you keep the sword away from everybody, but
Mhm.
Colleen in particular. You
Yeah,
got
there
the
was stuff
gist of
about-
that?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I think so.
You can't always control it. So
Okay.
Best to be careful rather than sorry.
Okay. Yeah. No. I think it'll be good.
cool. So how you feeling?
Okay. I think. That was a lot.
It was a lot, I know. They're a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I
yeah.
mean that in the best way, most of them.
You're a lot too, but yeah.
I am absolutely a lot. I am the
I can
most.
see the connection.
Yeah, we get along in the way that you get along with anybody who's fucking crazy enough to do what we do.
Yep.
We just all do it for different reasons and in different ways and with different organizations. You're probably going to have people assume a lot of things because the
Mhm.
organization you're associated with, I'm sure you realize.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
They're
Why
gonna
don't-
go ahead.
Why don't you like the guy in the glasses?
I don't dislike him.
Okay. But he's the only one out of, well, said Colleen in the sword eating thing, but that you and the torture chamber. Well, okay, now I take this all.
No, the
back.
torture
Never
chamber
mind.
is great. The torture chamber is fine. I have issues with the torture chamber in that we use it, but I think it's great in concept.
Okay.
So yeah,
Alright.
no, listen, Zero is the one thing that you have to keep in mind with Zero and
Question: do you keep mispronouncing his name intentionally?
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay, because it's 0, but you keep saying 0.
I'm saying 0.
It always comes out as an E.
I'm hearing it as 0.
It's just a speed that
Okay.
Jeremy says it
Yeah.
at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
Now you know how I feel in the Stardust game, John.
The thing about Zero and Paul, we all have organizations that we're with, right?
Yeah.
They are attached to much more organized hierarchical institutions of power. That means there is a certain, at that level of organization, there is a level of power and like to be concerned about, because there's question about loyalty there, if that makes sense.
Sure.
I trust Paul to have my back. He's a good guy. He can't help but try to dig for information. It's just what he does.
Okay.
Hopefully he will back off of that a little bit, but he's going to try. Do not feel you have to give anything you are not comfortable with.
Okay.
Zero is part of a pharmaceutical. Let's just say a pharmaceutical. Let's just say it's a pharmaceutical research company that deals with monster bits. You can imagine there's a lot of resources and power there.
Mm-hmm.
You've taken basic poli-sci. What does power do?
Corrupts.
Yes. So it's a concern about motivations. I don't know Zero enough to know this group trusts him. I trust him to a certain degree. I wouldn't bring you in if I didn't think you were going to be safe there. But I also don't know him yet. And well, if I don't know people that well, and it's something like this, like there's a reason why a lot of our groups are called conspiracies.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
there's going to be a little bit of dick measuring, and there's going to be a little bit of off-puttedness before this doctor who implants organs into things just to see what happens.
Wait, is he a doctor too then?
Yes, sort of.
Okay. Okay.
Yes,
Not even a little.
sort of.
No, not even a little. Zero's in retrieval.
I understand that.
You work for a pharmaceutical company.
but
You
for the
work for a
purposes of this
pharmaceutical
conversation,
company, and for the purposes of this conversation, that is absolutely accurate, Mr. Peanut Gallery.
That's fine. Thomas will take it the wrong way.
Yeah.
It'll be okay.
So, yes, in that, I was trying to say he represents a medicinal company. Do not go into him to treat your wounds or anything like that. He might have some ability to do that, but if you have a choice, Nico's your choice for that. Also,
right.
My trust level of Nico is a fair amount higher. But
Yeah, no.
but that's not what he does. He's knowledgeable and he has resources that can effectively, if he needs to, make him a doctor, whether he is one or not.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. No, seems good. I'm excited for the hunt. So
Yep. It's gonna be It'll be a thing.
Pretty fun.
I mean, yeah, fun. Also ridiculously over the top dangerous, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Looks like he's kind of zoned out. Thinking
Fine.
about fun.
It's all good. It's all good.
I didn't give him a damn thing, I swear.
He's a teenager.
Yep. And just right home.
Yeah.
All right.
When Paul comes back in,
Oh boy.
What do you think about this Nina person?
hey Spanner, can we unlock the seed for a sec?
Sure. What you got in mind?
Wanted to run a couple more analyses, chemical, on it.
Is this something that we have as a group discussed previously, do you think?
Nico is usually fairly open about his experimentation and analysis. And I feel like he would have talked to Paul specifically, given that both of us have somewhat overlapping spheres of interest in that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think Paul would also be in favor of it, but he's also trying this crazy thing where he doesn't do things behind everybody else's back. So if it's something that we would have discussed before, I guess with the exception of Nina and Thomas, because they are new to the mix tonight. So I guess Zaro and Astrid, would either of them? I feel like we probably would have discussed the possibility of doing this with the group.
In the interest of cooperation and open sharing knowledge and making it clear that he is willing to help people, Zero would have provided any information that he had about it.
Okay.
Which that's up to William, basically.
Which wasn't much, because this is a unique thing.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the thing that we put in the body that made it get back up or not, but
I'm sorry, I zoned out for a minute. About what?
the seed.
Okay.
The seed that we pulled out of what's his name's ashy remains.
That's a question. Is that the thing that we planted in the body that made it get back up?
There are conflicting records on that, but it is definitely a thing that you put in. You don't know where it came from. The records of where the item came from are unclear, and whether it was the thing that made him get up is also unclear.
Yeah.
In fact, the whole situation is kind of anomalous, which is part of why you killed the doctor who was responsible for the operation.
Yep. So yeah, all of that, except for the fact that I personally murdered the doctor that was responsible for the operation, would have been shared.
And I think the question was whether there would have been an objection to running further tests on it, right?
Yeah. So long as Zero would not have any objections so long as the results were made known.
Okay. And Astrid, how would Astrid feel about it?
Astrid is fine with Nina knowing all of this, but she just isn't sure about Thomas because he just showed up.
Yeah, this would be Nico running the tests. So if we probably would not have had these conversations at all before, or after Nico and Thomas were involved anyway. So
Nina.
I'm sorry, what did I say? Nico. Yeah, I want you to run the experiments, Nico. I just don't want you to know anything about it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll take just enough drugs.
Zero's fine with it. He would have made it clear. Part of my job is figuring out why this happened. So any information you gain, I need.
Sure. Okay. And Holly, go ahead. I'm sorry, John.
Okay, I don't necessarily need the item, but I need the information.
And Astrid wouldn't object to Nico running some tests on it.
No,
Okay.
not at all.
All right. So Paul will pull out the pocket watch, wind it back, and the statue goes from sort of like an old, sort of hunched old man to straight back, and the eyes open. Is that right, William? Or do I have
Yes. Yep. That is correct.
it? Okay. All right, and we have the seed in I think a container inside, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I'm pretty certain it is a Chiron group special containment vessel.
I've provided basically all of our hazmat gear, so
Yay! So the compartment opens. Nico doesn't even make a move to it, and it just turns to Paul. Mostly, I just wanted to get you over here. What the fuck is this? Holding up a coin.
Oh, I've been looking for that. That's one of my paired coins for tricks and like. And he'll take it, run it over the back of his knuckles.
Oh no, he's not handing it back to you.
Okay. He'll pull one out of his pocket, then run it back and forth.
Paired how?
I can summon them back following the next day and have a general idea where they are.
Mm-hmm. So you put it somewhere and then you can just call it back to you?
The next day, right? It has to be overnight. As such, I
Mhm.
tend to be a little bit less careful with them than I should be. Can't tell
So
you.
how did it end up in my pocket then, bud?
Um, he said, "Oh, I was working on a trick for the birthday party," and we'll reach out with an empty hand, reach over towards Nico's head if Nico will let him, and then can I roll to see if I can pull a coin out of the ear?
Roll dexterity and larceny.
Hell yeah.
Magic tricks.
3 successes.
Flawlessly.
Mm-hmm. Because that sounds an awful lot like a bug.
No, that's the sort of thing we've got actual equipment for.
Nico is trying to read that statement for honesty.
I mean, we both know how this goes. Manipulation, subterfuge, wits,
Right.
and empathy.
Nico is spending a willpower on this one.
technically that's not a lie.
I mean, it's definitely
Deception
an
is
obfuscation.
deception.
I know. I'm just being the peanut gallery.
Fair.
We know.
Can I count this as fast talking?
No, it's more misdirection.
Okay. All right. Can I spend willpower on it too then?
Yeah, absolutely.
It begins.
Oh.
Ooh.
So close. You can definitely tell that there are details about this coin that he is not sharing that are additional, and you can definitely tell that they relate to some form of spying and information gathering. Maybe not even just because of the statement, but because it's Paul talking.
Right. Nico reaches out and very gently but firmly grabs Paul's wrist, pulls the hand towards him, palm up, sets the coin into it. I'm not angry. I'm just very disappointed.
Oh my god.
Oh.
And closes your fingers over the coin. We work together on the academic side for this cell. If you need to know something, you can just ask me.
He nods and says, "Here's the problem. I've used these in the past to find members of the group that have gone missing. I'll
Mhm.
give it back to you. My solemn promise not to use it unless you go missing. You can put it wherever you want. But if one of us disappears, you've heard tell of the brothers, right?
I've heard tell of a great many brothers. Which ones in specific?
The ones that tried to off Nina. Or at least
Oh.
one of them tried to off Nina.
Yes. Sorry, I thought this was like a Chernabog Balabog thing
No,
or
no, no.
something.
The myth of the two brothers. Those two. You know the ones.
Keep one in the van.
Board and cord. Wait, what?
Colleen is still carrying one, or did she eat it?
I think she still has it. That is one of the ones that she has not consumed. It's
Okay,
it's a small enough magical signature that she doesn't
Okay.
inherently have the urge to eat it.
And Colleen carries one around as well, just in case anything comes up. Should have talked to you about it. Should have given it to you and let you pick where to put it. But I'll do that again the right way. Old habits die hard sometimes, and he holds it back out.
Nico will take the coin, and you can see just run through his eyes just for the briefest moment. I wonder if I could swallow this. And then he sticks it in his pocket.
Is that at all visible?
The maybe I'll shove this in my mouth and swallow it. Oh, it's very apparent. He holds it right up there, and you can see the mouth tip open just a fraction before he kind of it's that sort of impulse of I could jump off this cliff,
Paul kind of nods and says, it actually used to be required for a lot of sword members going out on operations. Give each of them one-eyed king, make them swallow it. Able to figure out what happens to them if we need to go and recollect any equipment they were carrying, so to speak.
Yeah, it's a little on the tarnishy side. I don't think my stomach acid is what I want to use to clean that guy up.
Fair enough.
I like the idea of a Aegis member being like, all right, here's your Doru talisman, and here's your coin. Swallow it.
I like the idea of, I wish to see through this coin. Oh, God, what am I seeing? Oh, God.
That is the lower digestive tract of one of your work colleagues.
And they
sir.
call us weird. We just inject bugs into your skin.
or whatever
Literal and electronic.
Out of character, that is 100% not true. If you want to roll lying about that.
Nah, Nico doesn't care if that one's a lie. He likes that idea.
Oh, I can't wait until I get the bugs in my skin upgrade.
So,
But
yeah, if you're going to keep tabs on your medic, that's one thing, absolutely. But don't go looking for information that you haven't at least asked for first.
You got to keep in mind.
And I'll try and make sure to keep to the same standard.
Fair enough. Working with people outside the organization is a new experience. Still get used to the ins and outs.
Well, speaking for at least 3 of us, including myself, we're not here to take your shit without very, very good reason, and we'll absolutely ask for it first.
And likewise.
One person who is here to take your shit is to prevent the world from ending. So,
which 3 are you speaking of? Actually, is the question, because there are 6 of us.
That's a very good question, isn't it? All right. But yeah, we'll have to figure out where we're prioritizing all of this stuff, because Alex dumped a shit ton on us tonight, yesterday, whatever time it is.
This morning.
Yeah,
Right?
that's putting it mildly. I think we're going after the demons first, right?
I'm all right with that.
You got anything?
I could do with a club night.
Yeah. You got anything other than standard equipment that you'd take to a club that might be of help to us if we're dealing with demons?
I'll have to go look at the books and maybe get back in touch with Amalia. I'll see what I can find. I've got my normal kit of, fix people up, know who the monsters are, be really good at seeing things,
I was thinking something that might make all of us a little bit more resistant to devils putting a kind of whammy on us.
Yeah, no, there's a few options that might work there, or even possibly that I might be able to use if I need to do some fast talking of my own. But I'll see what I can wrangle up.
There's only like 1 or 2 potions that can actually be used on non-Phoenix members without poisoning them to death.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Paul doesn't know that.
Right. Yep. Mm-hmm. And I mean, if you want to roll a wits and empathy, Nico is very much talking about stuff that he will take and not really trying to make it. And so, whether or not that's something that.
Candidly, I don't think Paul cares. Paul's just trying to move the conversation along as far as possible from the.
William,
Yes.
time.
Oh, yes, it is.
Yes.
I think with that, with your first realization and initial plans created, with the time to move on for the day of Colleen's 17th birthday, that is where we will end for the week.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.